man, let's go into it. Let's go into it. I know I texted you some points of the game, but there were some points that I thought maybe I'll just let it be. Maybe a little nerve wracking. How would you? What would you think? Obviously, you won. How would you feeling?
It was a good game. I felt confident right off the bat, and really throughout most of the game, mostly because of Kyle McCord.
Yeah.
He's not the kind of quarterback that's going to win that kind of game or win them those big games, win them that national championship. So I felt supremely confident the majority of the game. Now, when he started picking us apart on that last drive, I was like, oh boy, here, like, they might make a run at this. But that was the only time I was really nervous. And then again, he just made the young quarterback mistake through the pick. Sucked to see Zinter go down the right guard because he was pushing to be a first-round pick, and that was a nasty injury. It was one of those where they didn't show it on the screen after he broke both his tibia and his fibula. So I had to have surgery that night. It was bad. So we'll see what happens there. But big second half from the run game. The offensive line stepped it up. The defensive line played very well. They didn't get to run the ball very much. And Marvin Harrison Jr. said that the coverage Michigan threw at him was something he hadn't seen before. So whether, like, I mean, I didn't notice too much difference from what we've been running. But they were kind of just doubling him the majority of the time. It was that press corner the entire time with that safety kind of hovering there just in case. But great performance by the defense. The offense took some time to get rolling, but I thought JJ settled in, the run game settled in, and it was a good, solid win.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. And hey, to our point, we did say McCord late in the game, they were going to be trying to come back and they were going to throw an interception. And I remember when I saw it, I was like, Alex, oh my goodness. We called it. But yo, to your point, man, the running game was it, man. The ground and pound had over 150 yards and 2 TDs, and led by Blake Corum, your guy. 22 carries, those 88 yards. But I gotta say, as a running back, as somebody who's, I hate to see somebody get hurt, but loves the moment that it could potentially create. When my guy, your boy, Blake Corum scores that touchdown. Yeah, and then goes in and goes 6, or was it 6'5"?
6'5", yeah.
Yeah, I had chills, man.
I
was just like, I had a range of emotions. Like, that is why you play this game. They literally lifted up their game for that man, and to end it in that way, running the ball and then relying on that tough defense. That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Yeah, I literally I was watching the game with my parents, and I told my dad right as that injury happened, I was like, they're either going to fall flat on their face or it's going to galvanize and they're going to get going. And right as I finished saying that, Corum broke the hole and was gone. I was just like, okay, we know which one it is. Like, they're doing all right.
Right. Now, I will say, shout out to Harrison. Although he only had 5 receptions, he was able to crack the 100 yards barrier and get himself a touchdown. But to your point, he kept them in the game. But McCord, there's certain moments where you kind of knew, but like you said, on that drive before, when he was driving down and they scored, you're just like, ooh, okay, okay. This is what you get nervous about. But at the end of the day, we saw what happened. And we talked about this last time. Ryan Day, 0-3, last 3 years in the biggest game. And I've seen stats where it's like he's 51 and, like 4 or
56 and 7.
Yeah, against all other teams, and then just cannot get it done against you guys. Maybe he's not in the hot seat, but I mean, these boosters at Ohio State, I mean, there's one game that they have to win. It's a prerequisite. You come here, you beat Michigan, and he can't get it done. What is that going to say about his legacy?
He's going to be on the hot seat entering next season, I think. Now, if they get rid of him, it's an absolute mistake. Right. I was going through my head after that game, and I thought of maybe 6-7 coaches that you would take over Ryan Day.
Mm.
Out of the 130 some odd jobs in Division I college football, there's like 6 or 7 guys that you would take over Ryan Day, and you ain't getting them to leave their schools.
Right.
So, they got to figure it out. They got to get tougher. That was the best version of Ohio State against us they've put out in the last 3 years. They played very physical, very tough. It just wasn't quite enough.
No.
I will say if they had this version of the team with Stroud, I think they beat us. I really think they do. To me, it was purely the quarterback play that kept them behind in that game.
Yeah.
So yeah, that they got to just get that last piece, get a little bit tougher, get a better quarterback, and then this becomes that pure sense of the rivalry again, where it's back and forth.
Right. And you hope for that, and they're going to get stud recruits, but you're not going to have a Marvin Harrison Jr. again. You know what I mean? You might not have some of the guys that you have right now. So, we'll see what happens. McCord, hopefully for them, he'll only get better. But this is not a good look for the Buckeyes. I know that Acorn is not too happy. They're not too thrilled.
Yeah. Now, something to keep an eye on. I'm actually seeing more and more. I don't know if I buy it yet or not, but something to keep an eye on. Marvin Harrison Jr. is actually considering coming back for another year.
Really?
It's the exact same thing you saw with Hutchinson and all those older guys at Michigan that had that eligibility to stay back. It's those two things he's got left that he wants to do, or beat Michigan, which he hasn't done, and to play in the same stadium Daddy played in for that Big Ten title. So remains to be seen if he will. I don't think he will, but something to keep an eye on for sure.
Interesting. Oh yeah. Let's definitely look at that as the off season goes.